Hello everyone, welcome back. This is my report from Canada again. Things are moving along quicker than I thought, but now the media is starting to report that Canada's children actually belong to the state. This man, Justin Trudeau, who is the dictator of Canada, supported by this man, Jagmeet Singh. He's the leader of the New Democratic Party. This man is leader of the Liberal Party. They have conspired. People don't like you to use that word conspire, but here's conspiracy. Two people who decide to rob a 7-Eleven, they are committing conspiracy. Two people got together, made a plan, rob a store. Okay. These two people got together, made a plan to take over Canada, which they did. This man will be the leader, and as Margaret Thatcher once said, very famously, that no one willingly lets go of power. Nobody. And he certainly is no different. He's from Quebec. He's of French extraction, and I believe actually he had one of his grandmothers was actually from England, which was a bit of an embarrassment because in Quebec, that's considered, you're not pure land. Pure land means pure wool. So he's a half-breed, quarter breed, let's say. So anyway, there's a few issues in Quebec about this. But however, this man, Justin Trudeau, says that the children of Canada belong to the state. Not in so many words, but his actions and the way he threatens people, especially about the mask thingy, is that if you don't comply with his demands, you may lose your children. They won't be educated, and if you get really pissy about it, he'll lock up your bank account. Now, he says he's rescinded the order for the Emergency Act, but we don't see that here. In fact, we don't see any movement yet. In the city of Ottawa, where the capital of Canada is, the police chief quit over this because he thought Canadians' rights are being trampled, suspended, and they're still on suspension. Canadians have no rights at all. Not one. Not even one. The Constitution of Canada has been suspended, and under the Constitution written by this man's father, actually, Joseph Trudeau is his real name. It's Joseph Philippe Pierre Yves Elliott Trudeau. That's his full name. He took Pierre out of it because if you call yourself Joseph, you don't sound that intellectual, do you now? Like Joe Biden or Joe Stalin or anything like that. Hey, you know what? They're all dictators, aren't they? That's interesting. Everybody named Joe. However, his father taught communism in the University of Montreal, which was, I think, Fabian socialism was what it was really called, except it is, this man says that he doesn't control the police. Well, his father did, because when he became the Minister of Justice, he told the RCMP to destroy his file, because the RCMP was following him around the world. Every democracy in Central and South America that fell, Joseph Trudeau was there to celebrate the downfall. Probably even in Cuba. I know he was caught paddling to Cuba because he loves Fidel Castro. He loves communism. Joseph Trudeau's other great world leader was Mao Zedong, and he went to meet Mao Zedong when he took over China. And Mao, as we know, or maybe you don't know, in his early days, he was basically a member of organized crime. He had his own organized crime syndicate, which very often that's where they come from when there's been a revolution. And we all know that China has suffered greatly under Mao when they tried to destroy their past, which is now happening in the United States and also in Canada. In Canada, we were starting to destroy our past until the statue of Joseph Trudeau got torn down and painted black. And then we're not doing cancel culture anymore. This man didn't like it that his father's statue came down. There's room beside it for this man. And he also has a son. He will one day be Prime Minister of Canada too. Canada's a communist country now. There were 3 steps you take, right? I don't know if you know this, but when you take over the media, You take over the police. This man controls the police absolutely. This man raped one of his high school students, allegedly, and the RCMP refused to investigate. This man had a brother who was charged with drug trafficking. The RCMP lost the file before it could get to court. What does that mean? This man, Joseph Trudeau, he told media, he says, I'll make a few phone calls and get rid of the charge, which he did. The RCMP were very happy to get rid of it. I mean, you'd think these things are criminal offenses that should be investigated, but they're not, and they won't be. So he bought the media, the CBC. The police already belonged to him anyway. It's always been that way, probably since 1981. 1981, the old man, Joseph, he wrote the Constitution for Canada. The prerequisite is all the prime ministers, all the premiers, primarily of the provinces had to sign it, and all the governors of the territories. René Lévesque, who represented 25% of the population of Canada, refused to do it. So it's not actually the Constitution of Canada. Quebec has the British North America Act to this day, which it has signed. So if they didn't sign the one from 1981, is it valid? You know, there's been a challenge at the Supreme Court of Canada for a long time to hear that. They refused to do it. Beverly Ann McLaughlin, who has a 2-year law degree, became the top judge of Canada with a 2-year law degree. Can you imagine? And she studied philosophy for 6 years or 7 years, a long time. Has a master's degree in philosophy. When she became the top judge of Canada, when she was trying to explain her education, she said, well, I finished off my university with an LLB, which is a law degree. Turns out that's not true. When she graduated with an LLB, she continued her education with a master's degree in philosophy, which looks to me like she accomplished it in like 4 or 5 months, which means she's really, I mean, how do you do that? Get a master's degree in that? I went to university. I have a friend who has a master's degree. It took him 2 years, and it was a heck of a struggle. She managed to do it. I don't know if you know this about philosophy, but there's a famous philosopher from Edinburgh, Scotland. He died some years ago, but he always said, if you want to be a successful philosopher, you have to doubt yourself. It comes with the study of philosophy. And I believe that's what we're looking at with philosophers who end up being the top judge in Canada, because when she became the top judge, all of the decisions were unanimous. So a constitutional lawyer in Toronto, he had a little news conference. He said, this has never happened before with the Supreme Court. Beverly Ann McLaughlin takes over, and now it's all unanimous. So then what do you think happens? We have 9 judges. The decisions are all 5-4, 5-4, 5-4. No more unanimous decisions. What happened? What does that mean? What does it mean? It means it's manipulation, in my opinion. I've been in court many times, and the judges have their minds made up before you got there. The judge even helps the lawyer. I was in the Federal Court of Canada. The judge helped the lawyer for Canada Post, because Canada Post opens my mail and still opens my mail, and they won't give me back some of my mail. I've been held at gunpoint by the RCMP. The RCMP came to where I worked. They interviewed everybody about me. They scared the hell out of everyone, so I lost my job over it. The RCMP didn't mind taking my job away, my ability to make a living. The RCMP do the bidding of the Prime Minister of Canada, and that's all they do. It has nothing to do with law. I got an email from a guy named Detective Thibodeau here in Vancouver, and he says in his email to me, I do not want to have to deal with the law. So I wrote him back. I said, do you have a university degree? He writes me back, yes, I do. What did you study? He said, criminology. So you studied criminology, you work as an RCMP officer, as a detective, but you don't want to have to deal with the law. How much money do you make? You know, he makes about $250,000 a year. Can he drink and drive? Sure. I know police officers who do drink and drive. Some of the newer people, they like to twist one up, man. You ever see the movie Training Day? There's a lot of truth in that movie. Here we are in Canada, which is now a communist country, and I don't think this man will ever be out of Parliament, because he's got it wrapped up now. He's got 2 political parties that have made a deal. And this is where we're going. This is it from Canada. Communist country through and through. The children of Canada belong to the state. They don't belong to the parents anymore. And in the United States, we're starting to see that again, but the children in the United States belong to the teachers union. But you didn't know that. Anyway, got to get going now. Something happened to my phone.
Wow. Pedro gives you his special gypsy glasses, and this is what you choose to look at? Pedro's not very sorry for you. Oops.